When solving a word problem that involves a system of linear equations, you need to do the following. First, read the problem. If you have to read the problem multiple times, then do that. One time is typically not enough. Reading it multiple times is usually necessary. 2. Express what is given to you in the problem as a system of linear equations. Third, once you have your system, solve it whichever method you think is easiest, whether substitution or elimination. Then finally, once you got your numbers, you need to actually put them in context to what is being asked of you. So you need to answer the specific question that is within the problem. So, first problem we have is you poured some 6% alcohol solution and some 10% alcohol solution into a mixing container. Now you have 800 grams of the 8% alcohol solution. How many grams of 6% solution and how many grams of 10% solution did you pour into the mixing container? So first off, I see that I have some 6% solution and some 10% solution. When I mix them together, I get 800 grams of 8% solution. So these are the facts that I know what's going on. So you need to let X and Y stand for your unknowns, or your knowns in this case. So we know, I'm going to say that X and Y are going to be, I'm going to let X be first. So I'm going to say X is our 6% solution. And I'm going to let Y be my 10% solution. And I know that when I mix it together, I'm going to have 800 of an 8% solution. So these are all the facts I know. So let's set up my system of equations. First, I have stuff dealing with percentages, and I have stuff dealing with weight amount, grams. So let's start off with the grams, because that's typically the easiest with the weight. I have some X amount of the first, and when I add it to some Y amount of the second, I get 800 grams. Whatever X and Y are, I know when I add them together, I get 800. Now I can put in the percentages to each one. So you can put them as a decimal, or you can just write them as a percentage, whichever you prefer. I'm just going to skip them, just put them as the number himself, not the decimal. So 6% of X, so 6X, 10% of Y, 10Y, and this one's going to be weird, but trust me on it, 8% of 800, so 8 times 800. And so now I can solve it any way I want to, and I'm going to use elimination because I think that's just easier to do. So I'm going to eliminate, X. So when I do that, I'm going to multiply the top equation by -6. So I'm going to get -6x minus 6y equals, again, trust me on this, -6 times 800. And I keep my bottom equation the same. 6x plus 10y equals 8 times 800. And now I can just add these together and eliminate x. So the x's go away, the y's become 4y, and it equals -6 and +8 is going to give you 2 times 800. Now I can multiply the 2 and the 800 together. 4y equals 1600, and then divide both sides by 4. Y is going to give me 400. So I now know what y amount I need. I need 400, but now I need to find x. And so you can plug it back into the second equation or the first equation, whichever you think is easiest, and I think the first one's easiest because it's smaller numbers and less numbers. So x plus 400 equals 800. Subtract the 400 over, x equals 400. Now, I know what x is, I know what y is, now I can answer the question, how many grams of 6 and 10% solution do I need? So you got to keep track of which one's which. In this case it's okay, but you typically do that by looking at what I did at the beginning at the side. X is 6, y is 10, so I can say that I need 400 grams of 6% solution, and I need 400 grams of 10% solution. So this is why we write out our answer like this, because just saying 400 each doesn't actually say how much of what I need. You need to specify that 400 grams of 6% solution is necessary and 400 grams of 10% solution are necessary. Next, a coffee shop sells assorted types of coffee and blends into their signature blend. One type is called Kenyan and it sells for $3.80 per pound, and the other type is Peruvian and it sells for $6.20 per pound. A customer pays $15.60 for 3 pounds of the blend. How much of each type of coffee goes into the blend? So again, I'm going to have my X amount and my Y that I don't know, but I do know that X I'll say is first. It's my Kenyan blend, 380, so 380, and I'll just call it Kenyan right here, just so I can refer to it later. And then my Peruvian sells for $6.20, so Y is going to be $6.20, and I'll call this Peruvian. But I know that I have 3 pounds for $15.60, so 3 pounds for $15.60, and this is the blended amount. So now let's set up my system of equations. I know that I have some X amount of the first, some Y amount of the second, and when I add it together, I get 3 pounds. Easy enough. Now I got to put the money in. So I know that I have $3.80 times however much of the X plus $6.20 times how much of the Y. And this is going to equal how much is spent, in this case, $15.60. So again, I need to either solve by elimination or substitution. And again, I'm going to go with elimination because I believe it's easiest. And so I'm going to multiply the top equation by negative 380, just because I think it's easiest. And so when I do that, I will write it over here. So negative 380x minus 380y equals, and when I multiply the negative 380 times 3, I'm going to get negative 1140. And then I write down the second equation because I have not touched it right below. So 0.620y equals 1560. And now eliminating x by adding them together goes away. Adding the y's, I get 240y. And then adding the constants at the back, I get 420. And now I solve for y by dividing by 240 over. Y equals 1.75. And now I need to find out what x is. So again, I can plug this into either the second equation or the first. And I think the first is easiest. So that's what I'm going to do. So x plus 1.75 equals 3. Solve for x, subtract it over. X is going to equal 1.25. So I now know what x is, I know what y is, and I need to know how much of each type went into the blend. So everything's dealing with pounds, and x is 1.25, which is the Kenyan blend. So I can say I need 1.25 pounds of the Kenyan blend. And 1.75 is for y, which is the Peruvian, so I can say I need 1.75 pounds of Peruvian. I forgot how to spell it for a second. There we go. And that's how you would answer the question in context 2 what's being asked of you.